So our next segment is about closing the health gap by providing tailored digital solutions. And in this segment, we're bringing a big player and a startup together to discuss how collaboration is needed for innovation and to provide solutions that support the whole workforce. So please join me in welcoming Emma Vidlund. She is the AI Value Strategy Manager at Accenture Strategy and Consulting. Emma has a decade of experience as a management consultant. She has a strong background across multiple industries, including retail, healthcare, and financial services, specializing in data and AI strategy to drive data reinvention for organizations of all sizes. And with us today, we also have Lydia Graflund. She is CEO and co-founder of Estercare. Lydia is a co-founder of Estercare, a health tech company transforming women's health with evidence-based solutions. She drives innovation and accessibility for all women to access the right information and care. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so Lydia, I'd like to start with you. I want to start with your origin story because I know you founded Estercare with your sister. So what was a moment that made you realize this needed to exist and that you were going to be the ones building it?
Wow, big questions. I think that everyone at this conference knows at least one woman that has experienced problems with her female health, and I think almost everyone also knows the stories where it's been very difficult to get the right kind of treatment for the problems that the women has experienced. We actually did a SIFO study last year for the Swedish population, the women in Sweden, that showed that 80% of all women in Sweden had at least one problem with their female health in the past 6 months, and that around 50% of those said that it had very negatively impacted their lives. We also know from like a McKinsey report that came out last year that women spend around 25% more time of their lives in debilitating health compared to men, and that the biggest issues here are menopause, menstruation, PMS issues. So I think that for everyone that has ever heard me speak in the last 4 years, the need is very, very clear for more solution within this area. We really need to take on this area and change how the health is for a lot of women in the world, not only in Sweden. When I started this company, I founded it together with my sister, actually, who's a gynecologist. So she was already in the space. I came from a business background, and I actually studied together with Emma at the Stockholm School of Economics.
Wow,
yeah.
So you know each other.
Yeah, we know each other from
So cool.
before. And I had worked in fintech previously, so I worked before starting Estercare at Klarna. And I took a lot of inspiration from like the development within the financial industry. It's also a hard regulatory market, the financial industry. But if you look back like 10, 15 years, you had to physically go and withdraw cash to go physically and buy something in a store, and then you had to carry it home. Today, you can do digital transfers. You can buy stuff from your home. You never have to leave. Like the package will be delivered to your door, and it has improved and made life so much easier for so many people. And I think that is amazing. And I think the push we've seen in that market, we need to do that in the healthcare market as well. Because I don't think anyone is satisfied with the level we see within healthcare today, either in Sweden or any other part of the world. I think we all want to increase the level of health for all people, and for me, especially within female health. And that is exactly what we're trying to do at Estercare.
Amazing mission. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Now, Emma, I'd love to hear, how does a global company like Accenture stay agile in the face of rapid innovation in health tech?
Yeah, great question. I think we do it in 3 ways. I think we look at upskilling our employees. So Accenture has a great tech foundation that we build then consulting skills and industry skills on. But that means that we have mandatory trainings on tech topics for all our employees, regardless of like if you're a new hire or if you're the CEO. You have to go through these mandatory trainings on topics such as Gen AI, blockchain, cloud, Internet of Things, all of those topics. And I think that brings a level of awareness and knowledge that you then can apply in your job. And then in collaboration. So we're a global company, almost 800 employees in 120 countries. So a big network, and if we don't have the knowledge or haven't done anything similar in Sweden or in the Nordics, we probably have somewhere in the world. So we try to collaborate cross countries, but also cross industries. Because if we haven't done it yet in healthcare, and other industries such as finance might have used technology that we can then apply in healthcare. And finally, partnerships. I thought Pia Hardy was here earlier.
Yep.
Accenture tries to collaborate with other players that do great things. So we don't want to invent the wheel, invent the same solutions that someone else is already doing a good job developing or building. So we try to partnership with them and bring our strength to their solutions and share them with our clients.
Great. I do like that collaboration aspect at the end, for sure. From your vantage point, okay, I want to ask both of you, from your vantage point, so big enterprise and startup, what do you see as the most urgent health challenge today, and how are you addressing them? I know you've already mentioned some of them, but if you were to choose one, what would it be?
I'm starting. Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, I'm going to say something within female health because
Yes.
this is my area. I mean, I think that the biggest challenge that we see in female health is the early detection that the symptoms that you are experiencing has to do with your female health. Because I think a lot of people don't know how you're affected by your hormone variations when you go into menopause, or if you are suffering from PMS or PMDS, which is like a really large quantity of women are suffering from it. And the symptoms are they can be very diffuse. We have two very clear examples that we've seen in our clinics on plenty of women. We see young women coming in, they have been diagnosed with being bipolar, for example, but they are having PMS. They're not bipolar, actually. Wow. They are having PMS. That is the cause for their bad health. And if they get the right treatment, of course, that's going to improve. And it's the same with a lot of people coming into us having problems with menopause. Maybe they've had it for like 7 years. They have been sent to insomnia clinics. They've been sent to psychologists because the traditional healthcare and the occupational healthcare have not been able to detect that this has to do with the female health for this woman. And then she comes to us, we give her the right treatment, and she feels 100% after 3 months. So this is like early detection when symptoms has to do with women's health. That's like the most urgent challenge that we see, and it also applies for like a really large quantity of women. And that it's here where the tech is really important, that you are able to use technology to really screen a lot of women repeatedly over time in order to find these issues in time. And that is what we work with. So those are one of the tools that we have developed and are using at workplaces then in order to detect when women are having issues with their female health and then help them with the correct help.
Thank you. I wonder if there's any overlap there. So what do you see as the most urgent health challenge, and how is Accenture addressing it?
Yeah, I mean, I second what Lydia says, but I think if we just lift it up, maybe a perspective or two, I think kind of the same problematic exists. So I think at Accenture we look at making healthcare more accessible to different people, making it equitable to different groups and populations, which women is an example, high quality care, and also preventative, right? And as you said, tech goes into that. So a lot of what we do is either using AI or other like technological innovations to work on those areas. So yeah, leveraging that to making systems more accessible, creating solutions that include different populations, or AI tools that can detect and create preventative care plans, let's say for people with chronic diseases or similar. Yeah. So I think it mimics. We just that you are very deeply focused in one part of it. So definitely.
Great. How can startups and large companies better collaborate now so we can close that health equity gap?
I mean, from my perspective, I think it's bringing, the advantages from each of these players. So I think when you're a large enterprise, you have the resources, the infrastructure, the scale to make things happen. And I think startups, they have these like niched, great ideas and innovative solutions to bring to the market. And I think if we can collaborate on approaches or ways to bring that to the full population, I think that's where we have our strength.
That's where the magic happens.
Yeah. and
Anything to add?
No, I think you said it really well, Emma. That's what I was thinking as well. And from my perspective, then it would be that Accenture starts working with the tools that we create in order to improve women's health. So basically, that's what I could add. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, now a little spicy question. Okay, so if you could steal one thing from each other's organization, maybe it could be scale, agility, talent, tech, or something else, what would it be and why?
Great. I mean, I would definitely probably steal Lydia and her team, but at the same time, I think they do work where it's needed. So I'll leave them where they are. But definitely like the agility and maybe the ability, to have one common vision for the organization and working together towards one goal. I think when you're a large company like Accenture who work in multiple industries across the globe, as agile as we try to be, we aren't always. And as you said, like healthcare is highly regulated, which means that sometimes to do things, we need approvals that, slows down the process. So I think some of that agility that startups have would be great.
Nice.
I would say, well, the opposite maybe then, but I don't know, scale and team. I mean, there's so much to do within this space. I think we're just scratching the surface of what we can do within female health. And to have that kind of know-how and competence and resources and to bring that out with the mission that we have, then, everything would go so much faster. So that's what I'm jealous about.
More collaboration is needed.
Yeah.
Amazing. So thank you so much for your insights. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Lydia.
Thank you.
If you want to find out more or get in touch, how can they do that with you?
Well, we have a booth here at Women in Tech, so come see us there. We're also online, so...
Yeah, just come grab me or my colleagues if you want to speak to us, and otherwise just send us an email, lydia@s2care.com. Please get in touch. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you both.
Okay.
Thank you very much.